What's happening, guys? I'm Curtis, and you're watching Left Foot First. We got our parts in for the KTM here. Got a timing chain, because we had to cut ours with an angle grinder. We got some oil filters, because we drain the oil. We got a seal for the seal on the reversing shaft on this thing has been leaking since I bought it. And I'm getting real sick of just oil stains all over my garage, so we're gonna replace that. Got a new base gasket because I tore that when I was disassembling it. And we got a new first gear. This was the critical one. This was why we did the whole thing. So let's just put it back together again. Fairly confident that I put that shift drum in there backwards, because I should be able to shift it in this direction, but I'm running out of travel on those slots. So I'll pull the forks back out and give it a quarter turn and try it again. Alright, we got the transmission in. It was a pain in the butt. This transmission's harder than most dirt bike transmissions because it's got this like third counter shaft for the reverse gear. But we got it in. I cycled it through all the gears, made sure that they all worked, made sure the shift drum shifted, etc. So next step is we're gonna prep the case halves. We're gonna put that new seal into the left side case half, and then clean them up, put some gasket maker on them, and join them together. So let's go. Okay, so I turned the camera off and neglected to turn it back on because I was getting pretty frustrated. I had to take the whole transmission back out, figure out what the problem was. The problem turned out to be on my reversing shaft, I have a little dowel pin, and then that dowel pin fits into the groove on the case, and when I was putting it together, the dowel pin didn't go into the groove properly, so it was sitting proud. And then me like a dummy, tried to hammer my cases together. Don't ever hammer your cases together. So yeah, I fixed that. To add insult to injury, by the time I figured it all out, my gasket maker had skinned over, so I had to clean all that gasket maker off again. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna reapply my gasket maker. It's getting pretty late, so I'm gonna take one shot at it. If this thing doesn't go together like butter, the next shot you guys are gonna see is gonna be me explaining to you guys where I mucked up last night. It didn't go together very well. I did everything I said I was gonna do, cleaned it all up, put it back together again, and I was still like 1/8 of an inch apart. So I left it, went to bed, came back out here this afternoon, and took some time and dry fit it a couple times until I'm confident now. I got it dry fit together. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see, but it's fitting tight together. So that's what we want. But I don't have any gasket maker in there yet. So I need to pull this back apart, gasket maker it up, and then put it together. And hopefully that'll be the last time we ever have to split this thing apart. So let's split this apart, make sure it's doubly clean, throw some gasket maker on it, and bolt it up together. Okay, quick tech tip before we torque all these bolts down. If you have a whole bunch of bolts like this and you don't know exactly where they go, easy trick is to put them all in and just kind of guess and look around to see if there's any that stick way up. It's like that compared to that is wrong, and then that one obviously won't even reach. And then just kind of move them all around until you get them so that they're all about the right height, and then you probably got them in the right spot. So I'm going to torque these down and then we'll carry on. So it's come time to mount the timing gear onto that crankshaft. But in order to do that, we're gonna have to sweat it on. So I gotta grab my torch, heat this gear up, and then hopefully it'll get big enough to just slide right on. let's throw in our new timing chains so that we can put our top cam on. Alright, we double checked our timing, made sure that we're at top dead center. Woodruff key is pointing up. The little markers on the camera in the right spot. So this is all ready to go. We just need to get the guys at Blackfoot to rivet it together. So I zip tied the chain to the gear. I'm gonna throw on the cover for the clutch, and then we'll catch up with you guys tomorrow after we get the chain riveted together. All right, we're back. The guy at Blackfoot riveted on that link for us. So now it's all ready to go. We'll just button up the last couple parts here and she'll be ready to go back in the quad. So I think we'll throw on the chain tensioner, the ignition, etc., and we're good to go. Son of a... Fairly significant change of plans. We forgot our cam chain guides and our cam chain tensioner. And these got to go on before the head goes on. And in order to take the head off, I have to break this cam chain again. So I need to do that. We can't leave these out. I'm not going to go back to Blackfoot and get them to do it just out of pure embarrassment. I can't show my face in there again. So I'm going to look around, see if I can find a cheaper cam chain breaker and buy a new master link for this thing and do that. It's probably going to be a couple weeks though, just waiting on parts. So instead, we'll button this thing up a little bit and I'll put it off in the corner. And then next week, we'll get back working on the low cost. I think there's some things that we can do on the rear end, or we could even possibly go to the junkyard. It's getting nice enough out. We gotta go hunting for a radiator and an intercooler. So we'll see what happens next week. Until then, thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next week.